If you can tackle the money habits I'm about to mention, you'll be on your way to building wealth and saying goodbye to financial stress. Before we dive in, how's your year been? I hope things are going well for you. If not, don't worry, these tips will help turn things around. Let's jump into the habits that may be keeping you poor, and more importantly, how to break them. Spending without a plan. Listen to this story. Tim had always been the kind of guy who lived in the moment. You only live once was practically his motto. If something caught his eye, he'd swipe his card without a second thought. Whether it was the latest tech gadget, the trendiest sneakers, or an impromptu weekend getaway, Tim's approach to money was, well, carefree. No budgeting apps, no spreadsheets, and definitely no saving goals. Just the thrill of spending as it came. One Saturday afternoon, Tim found himself walking through the mall. He'd only meant to pick up some socks, but soon he was lured by the gleaming storefronts like a moth to a flame. First stop, a shiny new tablet. Did Tim already have a perfectly functioning laptop? Sure. But this tablet had a better screen and a faster processor, and it came with a free pair of noise-canceling headphones. Worth it, he thought, swiping his card. Next, he wandered into a designer clothing store. Tim wasn't much of a fashion guy, but the jacket he spotted was on sale. A 50% discount. Never mind the fact that even with the sale, the jacket was still ridiculously expensive. It was too good to pass up. Card swiped again. The thrill of the purchase made him feel invincible. By the time Tim got home, he had bags filled with things he didn't even remember buying. His apartment was starting to look like a warehouse for impulse buys, gadgets he rarely used, clothes with tags still on, and random kitchen appliances he'd convinced himself were essential. Weeks passed, and Tim's habit continued. He treated himself to fancy dinners, signed up for multiple streaming services, and bought expensive coffee every morning, feeling like it was all part of living his best life. What could go wrong? Then came the envelope. One day he opened his mailbox to find a credit card statement so thick it could double as a novel. Tim's carefree grin faded as he sat down and unfolded the bill. His heart sank. Thousands of dollars, thousands in charges had piled up, many of them for things he had barely used or forgotten about altogether. Suddenly, the reality of spending without a plan hit him like a ton of bricks. His bank account was running on fumes, and his credit card debt was spiraling out of control. To make matters worse, his car needed repairs and payday was still 2 weeks away. For the first time in his life, Tim felt the pinch of living on the edge without a financial safety net. Tim realized he had been playing a dangerous game with his future. All those little swipes, the instant gratification, had led to this moment, a financial mess. He had no savings, no cushion for emergencies, and a mountain of debt that seemed insurmountable. Determined to change, Tim sat down with a notebook and began listing all his expenses. It wasn't pretty. He canceled unnecessary subscriptions, sold off some of the gadgets he barely used, and started using a budgeting app to track every penny. He learned to ask himself before every purchase, do I really need this, or is it just another impulse? Months later, Tim wasn't the same carefree spender he used to be. He still enjoyed life, but now every purchase had a purpose. He'd shifted his mindset from, you only live once, to you only live once. Better make it count. And while he had to sacrifice a few luxuries in the short term, Tim found a sense of peace knowing that he was in control of his finances, not the other way around. As for that tablet and those noise-canceling headphones, they're collecting dust in a drawer somewhere. Timeless reminders of his life lesson. Spending without a plan isn't living. It's just borrowing tomorrow's happiness for today's thrill. Picture your financial life as a road trip. Your income is the fuel, and your spending is the gas pedal. Now imagine you're driving without a map, just speeding along without any idea of where you're headed. You might be going fast, but eventually, you'll run out of gas in the middle of nowhere. Spending without a budget is just like that. You might feel like you're making progress because you're buying what you want, but without a plan, you're likely heading toward financial trouble. You'll eventually hit a dead end when your money runs out before the month does, leaving you scrambling for solutions. Creating a budget is like mapping out your journey. It helps you stay on course and avoid the financial detours that can lead to debt and stress. And just like you wouldn't take a long trip without checking the gas tank, you shouldn't spend without tracking your money. Comment below if you already have a budget or if you're just winging it. The next money habit is using loans as a lifeline. Imagine you're in a sinking boat. You spot a lifeboat nearby and in desperation you leap in, only to realize it's got a hole in it. That's what using loans to solve financial problems feels like. Sure, they seem like a quick fix, but if you're not careful, you'll end up sinking even deeper into debt. When you rely on loans, it's easy to think of them as extra money. But remember, you're borrowing against your future income. And with interest piling up, you're paying back much more than you borrowed. It's a short-term solution that can turn into a long-term problem, keeping you trapped in a cycle of debt. The key is to treat loans as a last resort, not a lifeline. Instead of reaching for credit when times get tough, work on building an emergency fund. That way, you'll have a safety net to catch you before you fall into debt. The next habit that could be holding you back is forgetting to invest in yourself. Think of yourself as a valuable asset, like a house or a business. Over time, if you don't maintain or improve your house, it loses value. The same thing happens if you don't invest in your skills and personal growth. Without continuous learning and development, your ability to earn more money stagnates. Investing in yourself doesn't have to mean spending a fortune on education. It could be as simple as learning a new skill, taking up a course, or developing better work habits. The goal is to keep growing, so you can open up new opportunities for higher income or career advancements. Instead of spending all your resources on things that lose value, make it a habit to invest in experiences or knowledge that help you grow. It's one of the best ways to increase your future earning potential. Let's move on to the next one. Ignoring small expenses. Imagine your money as a large barrel filled with water. Now, if that barrel has several tiny leaks, even if they're small, over time the water will drain out. The same goes for your finances. Small, unnoticed expenses add up over time and slowly drain your bank account. Whether it's subscriptions you don't use or daily takeout meals, those seemingly harmless expenses can do a lot of damage in the long run. To plug those leaks, review your expenses regularly. Cut out or minimize anything that's not adding value to your life. It's important to track where your money is going, even for the small things. You'd be surprised how much you can save when you start plugging those leaks. Next up, failing to set clear financial goals. Without clear financial goals, managing money is like wandering through a maze with no exit in sight. You might find yourself aimlessly spending money without any real purpose, which can make it difficult to achieve financial success. Setting clear, specific goals gives your money as a purpose. Whether it's saving for a home, retirement, or a dream vacation, goals provide you with motivation and a roadmap for your finances. When you know what you're working toward, it's easier to say no to unnecessary expenses and yes to saving and investing for the future. Take a moment to ask yourself, what financial goals am I working toward? If you don't have an answer, now is the time to start setting some. Let's keep going. Not building multiple income streams, relying on just one source of income is like walking a tightrope with no safety net. If that one source fails, whether it's a job loss or a downturn in business, your entire financial stability is at risk. Having multiple income streams gives you the security of a safety net. Whether it's a side hustle, investments, or passive income from rental properties, diversifying your income sources can help cushion the blow if something goes wrong. Start by exploring ways to generate additional income. It could be something as simple as selling products online, freelancing, or investing in assets that generate cash flow. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread them out to protect yourself. And finally, neglecting your health. Your health is one of your most valuable assets. Without it, your ability to work and earn money can be severely compromised. On top of that, medical bills can wipe out your savings faster than you think. Investing in your health through exercise, good nutrition, and regular checkups is not just about feeling good. It's about protecting your ability to work and reducing future medical expenses. By taking care of yourself now, you'll avoid costly health problems down the road and stay productive longer. So don't overlook your health when you're thinking about your financial future. Healthy habits today will pay off in the long run. There you have it, some common money habits that can keep you stuck in financial hardship. But the good news is, with awareness and action, these habits can be changed. Which of these habits do you want to tackle first? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to improve your financial life. Take care and see you in the next video.